love for all the signs for July 14th to July 21st. Everybody for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And this is going to be for July 14th to July 21st. And we're going to read about love first. Where it would be like a flatline week, right? Not everyone is feeling it. Maybe it's just too hot and no one can even go anywhere. Think about cuddling up with anyone. That might be a lot of what's going on, to be honest with you, because it does look like a very hot week for many of us who will be listening to this. There is a group of you, though, that will not, and it will be a little cooler there. Either way, I'm going to say it's cool on the emotions, and the energy around you is just overwhelming or heavy. Okay, so if you're not in a love affair, you're probably going to just relax this week until it cools down. And if you are in a love affair, you just kind of take to your own seat, keep cool, keep calm. But as far as love goes, I will say though there is an issue about leadership, or not just leadership, but protection and service, or having the support of the male energy around you. And it looks like there might be a lack of that, and that might be causing some issues that you are unexpected. The other thing could be, a lover that you're with already who's an air sign, making an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. There could be some issues that are going to come up, and balance is going to be sought out, or conversations will be had regarding getting things right, getting things in balance, and there'll be requests for change in those relations. Now, for those of you that are new in relationships or partnership, I kind of like what I see here. I think that someone's going to take to good listening and kindness, and that's a good start for any kind of relationship. All right, so that was for love. I'm going to read for Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is for July 14th to July 21, and this is for love. The love of your choice has not been showing up. Maybe if you're in a relationship, that person might be too busy or distracted in some way, and having other things on their mind, and they're not paying as much attention to you as you need. And I'm not saying the whole situation is bad, but this one particular thing, maybe you just need more time with your love. All right, so speak up if that's the case. If you're single and you're looking for a relationship or in a new relationship, lots of conversation this week, a digging of each other's, space or energies, kind of like this archaeology of finding out the gems and the beautiful pieces of the new person that you're talking with. So I'm not saying this is moving fast, but because it doesn't look like it is, but it could be moving nicely and in the right direction. So I really like that for Taurus. If you're looking to meet up with someone this week, this could be it. This could be someone. Now you might start a conversation about, the shoulda, couldas, and wouldas, and it just so happens the other person's got stories too. And you get to hang out and share them with each other, and that might create an interesting bond. Looking for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And this is for July 14th to July 21st. And this for love. Maybe there was a connection that you had with a fire sign. That would be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. And something wasn't working out. It could have to do with where you both live. It could have to do with someone having to leave for a length of time. Or there's some reason that person just isn't ready. Okay, so although there could be a meetup and an interest, there's some things slowing things down. Work could be the biggest thing. Maybe that just makes it really hard to get out and be involved. So if you're single, that might make it a little bit difficult for you over the next week anyways. But if you're in a love affair, obviously you're going to be seeing each other, and things are moving in the right direction. I don't see any trouble really for people who are in relationships. Could just be a busy week for you. So don't forget to cuddle up and show some kindness and love to your partners, okay? So this week is just maybe just focusing on other things. All right, love is there. If you're lucky, love is there. And if you're chatting up with someone new, it'll be a nice week. All right. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is for love for July 14th to July 21st. Here we go. You know, you might have put the energy out there for something and it hasn't come back. Looks like the ideas are there, the opportunities are there, the energy is there. The effort maybe is lacking. And that could be because of other things, other distractions that you might have that are keeping you busy. Also, I think still feeling some losses of the heart of some sort, some kind, and not ready to jump right in this week. And that's the way it is. So Cancer, I'm going to say if you're not in a relationship, this is going to be you being busy somewhere else, but flirtatious for sure. But actually getting into it, maybe not. Unless you get the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation, likely not. All right? If that conversation happens, there could be an interesting bond that is created, but it is still one I'd be mindful of. Don't want trauma bonds. There could be an issue with an elderly woman in your life, in your family, and that's something that you're still working through, or maybe there's some conflict in that area that has interrupted the love flow. If you're in a love affair, this might be a week where you do a lot of criticizing. It might be inner, but you don't actually say everything on the outside, but you maybe just doing some criticizing, self-criticism as well could be part of this, and this is you just trying to better yourself and get things in balance, and there's nothing wrong with that, Cancer. Okay, we're now looking at Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. For July 14 to July 21. This is for money. It looks like all kinds of interesting energies on your mind. I think some activity, some, maybe some dancing, or some playing, some kind of energy where there's some partying is needed. Okay, so it looks like you kind of haven't been involved in the things that you want to get involved in. You've not put yourself out there in a way that maybe you should. There could be lots of reasons for that. This week you're going to be looking at those reasons and deciding on what you might want to do to get out there in order to get yourself seen, get yourself heard. You can't find someone to love if you're not out there. Nobody's going to see you. If you're already in a love affair, I think that there needs to be more conversation had, more activities with one another, and surely a lot more joy. So this would be a good week to instigate that kind of love vibe, so that there's more energy flowing between you and your loved one, or you and the world. The universe needs to see you. Now those Leos that have decided on staying single and that's okay with you, that's not a problem. But it'd be a good idea for you to let go of whatever things you're holding on to instead. All right, what is it you're holding on to instead of allowing yourself a relationship? Consider that. All right, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And this is for love, and this is for July 14th to July 21. Let's see what the cards have to say for them. Maybe you have been feeling as if people are noticing you, or understanding you, or somehow honoring you in the way that you need. There are a handful, I'm not saying you don't have any, there's a handful of people here that I see, really care about you, and you feel in the love in that direction for sure. There's a lack of stability or lack of security, something in the love that you're already experiencing that isn't going the way you need it to. More conversation needs to be had, and there are some of you who are in relationships right now with people who are helping you through difficult times, and those are keeper people. You may not really recognize it though, because your own situation personally might be a little bigger, and so that could be a problem. For those of you that are single Virgos, if you're a single Virgo, another one that might want to look to energies from the past. Maybe that has to do with things that you used to love to do, places you used to love to go, people you love to hang out with. I'm going to say that your spirit is low and needs a pick-me-up, And I'm going to definitely say that that's going to be working for you if you move into the old paths, old walkways, some of the old stomping grounds that used to feel all the love in. Take some time out. It could even just be doing what you love. Maybe it's a craft. Maybe it's something like dancing or swimming or something like that. Poi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is for love for July 14th to July 21. What do we got for you? You look like you've already connected to some old pathways, and definitely you're feeling the vibe. Good to hear that you're feeling good. I think you've been feeling hopeless up until recently. I'd say you've been doing kind of dragging your ass, and now I'm seeing some positive energy moving in your direction, and you feeling good. You feeling happy. You might not be feeling all your health, though. There could be some situations there that have kind of dictated to you whether or not you want to be in a relationship if you're single. And if you are already in a relationship, there could be some difficulties that you guys are in terms of communicating. There could be love there, but a difficulty communicating. And that doesn't work well for the Libra, right? You folks like to communicate. You may need to walk away from some things, and maybe that's helped this last week. You realize that, and during this week, it'll be a stark realization of changes that need to be had. It may not take place this week, but the thoughts are all there. And so, for those of you who are in long-term relationships that haven't been going well, this is going to stir that up. And for those of you who are in new relationships, this is going to sort of tune it up. And for those of you that are single, this is going to smart you up so you'll get out there and show and share yourself with others. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is for love. This is for July 14th to July 21. Let's see what we got for you. Interesting week for you, my dear, I must say. Maybe if you're in a relationship, you're going to be calling someone out on not keeping their word. Or you're the one who's going to be called out for not keeping their word. So yeah, that could be an interesting conversation for some of you. But I do see in the end, I see all of it's coming together and everybody understands what's going on. So that's okay. It could just be that there's been so much to do, so many irons in the fire, and it just took a little bit of distraction, and someone might have forgotten. So we're going to pull that together, no big deal. But if you're coming into a new relationship, or I would not put a whole lot into whatever relationship that is new right now, because it is very possible it is only a short term. Okay, so don't put too much effort into it, just enjoy. And for those of you that are still single and looking around, just be careful you don't go to those dark, decadent type of sultry individuals, because you got into trouble last time with that. Stay quiet and observe it instead. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is for you for love for July 14th to July 21. Here we go, Sag. Let's see what we got for you about love. I can see that whatever love affair you're in, it's stable and it's flourishing and it's coming together, and you're moving mountains to make sure that all is well and that it stays stable. If there is a new relationship that you've been working with, I'm going to say this is a week of conversation about living together, moving in permanently, moving away from a community to a different community and starting over. All of that could be in conversation. Just make sure that whomever you're doing this with, it's for all the right reasons, that's all. If you're a single Sagittarian looking for love, this could be an interesting week for fun and games. Also, it could be an interesting week for you helping other people who are not having so much fun. So either you're sitting with others who are crying and concerned about their lives, or you're out there having a good time, but you're definitely involved in one way or the other. You're involved in enjoying life. Even if you're helping other people who are sad, you're still going to be feeling the satisfaction of being helpful, the satisfaction of being part of a community and of other people. So that's a good feeling, right, Saj? This is going to be for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is for love for Capricorn for July 14th to July 21st. Well, I think that there's lots of good relationships happening for Capricorn. Overall, I think there was maybe some conversation about not participating or being too busy. That conversation's already been had, and the relationship looks like it's back on track. Lots of love, lots of time together, lots of play, lots of cuddles, all of those good things. Good to see that for you, Capricorn. If you're new in the single scene, I do see someone who's going to attract you, but I don't know. I'm not saying this is not a go as far as I'm concerned. If it's this week, it's a slow, not a go. I think that you might find out that if whomever you're checking out isn't completely open about everything. But there's other options. If you're a single Cap, it's definitely out there for you. Let's go to Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, okay, for July 14th to July 21st. This is for love. See what we have for Aquarius for love. See, conversation, communication, people listening, people opening up. You do have to be careful what you promise or what you say to people, though, because sometimes in your enthusiasm as far as, that loving feeling, you might say things that you don't fully mean, or you're not really sure how you're going to manifest that. So you might want to think carefully about whatever that is before you speak on it, okay? So make sure that you can do what you say you're going to do. So if you're in a love affair, someone's going to call you out on that. Make sure that you do what you say. Okay, so and if you're just dating on someone or anything like that, you want to make sure again that you do what you say. So if you say you're going to talk to them tomorrow, make sure you do. Those types of things. It could just be that, Aquarian, I do see sometimes the scatteredness of your thoughts, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And you might have a lot of things going on. I do see a lot of fun and games and people around you. And so, yeah, that loving feeling is all around you, which is a good thing. You do have to be careful not to be delusional on some things, though. Be careful not to be delusional on some things. Some people are not necessarily your friends, so pay attention to that. Maybe someone says something about your love affair or the way you have your love or whatever it is, and that's going to get under your skin. But in the end, I do see good conversation, that being a thing of helpfulness, okay? There could be someone in the work environment that has a crush on you. Keep that in mind, too. Pisces next. We're going to talk about love for Pisces. So this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And this is for July 14th to July 21st. For love. Pisces. Pisces, if you're single, there's going to be options, okay? That is for sure. There's going to be options. But that's not new. You have been putting out that vibe for a little bit and allowing yourself to check out different people and, sort of testing the waters and seeing who's who, and there's nothing wrong with that. Will be more of it this week. If you're in a relationship, not much has changed. I'm going to see sort of a flatlining energy. Maybe it's just a quiet week for you, or something is off, and there could be some concerns. There could be a number of other concerns that are interfering with the flow of love for you right now. And let's just hope that the following week will get back to where you should be, okay? Yes. All right.